it's Mari. Thanks so much for stopping by today. It's Remembrance Day here in Canada, and I'm working on documenting this photograph and this story of my uncle who was in the Canadian Naval Forces in Canada during World War II. And I'm just showing you this photograph, the original that I used for my layout today, and some of the other original photographs that I have. And I just actually took a picture of the original and printed it out, and I'm going to be working with that photograph today. So I also went onto my computer and I printed out in Flanders Fields, and I put that onto some vellum, and I just mounted that on top of some vintage looking paper. And that vintage looking paper has letters and envelopes on it, and it's a Webster's Pages piece. So I just thought that was a really nice compliment for this layout, which is a tribute to my uncle. And I'm just going to be using a variety of other sort of vintagey looking papers for this layout, since I feel like that's very fitting for the theme of this piece. So those papers that I'm using there as layers that will go down the middle are from Confetti, and one is Jubilee, that's kind of the wood grain, and the other one is from Crepe Paper, Acorn Avenue, and I think it's called Chestnut Boutique. And I'm just going to layer those in the center, like I said, vertically, and then I'm going to offset my photograph then off to the right. And I've just matted the photograph on some white and black cardstock, and I'm just going to use a variety of different papers to layer in behind that. And I'm just trying to, of course, I really want that photograph to be the main focus. And that was one of the reasons why I matted it with the white and black. And I'm just taking a variety of other little pieces of paper that are complementary in color, and then with the sort of the vintage look. And I've also used some gold in here as well. So I'm just trying to put some layers in behind there to create just an interesting matte behind the photograph. And some of those little bits and pieces are from the old Maggie Holmes. It's not old, but it's one of the older collections from Maggie Holmes open book collection, and I've used a few pieces from that collection because it is a really vintage looking, has a lot of really vintage looking pieces to it for sure. So that little frame is from the open book collection as well. And then I'm just taking some little bits and pieces that look like that one little piece down below that I'm adding is a little envelope, or maybe the back of a postcard or something like that. And there's one piece at the top that looks like a letter that was written a long time ago. So I just wanted those just to add to that theme of the soldiers and you know, after time being passed and things that look like they're a little bit aged. So I'm just going to work away on those layers, and you'll see me moving things around until I just like the way that they look. And I want to make sure that there's no trapped space. I want to make sure that the corners, there's not too many sort of like square corners all together that don't have an embellishment over top of them and so on. So I'm just working away on that just to create a pleasing looking mat. And I'm just going to staple down some of those pieces and before I put the photograph on top. And so this photograph is, I'm not really sure what year it was taken in. My uncle enlisted in 1941, and he was in the Navy until 1946. And I think what I've documented here was that he served until February 14th, 1946. And I've also documented the medals that he won when he was a naval officer. And I just really wanted to document this, of course, because today's Remembrance Day. It just seemed like a nice thing to do today while I'm at home, to pay tribute to veterans, but also because I wanted to document this story about him. I mean, my kids are really interested in it. They both knew him, and he passed away in 1996. So I guess my kids were 2 and 5, but you know, my son still definitely remembers him. But I want to make sure that I've got this documented well here, his story, right, as an officer. And I don't know a lot of the little intricate details of when he was a soldier. I mean, I remember my mom talking about them sitting around the radio listening, you know, during wartime, and it was very stressful. Of course, he was gone for 5 years, and it was, you know, obviously really difficult times. And so I just wanted to get the little bit that I do know onto this layout today to document this story so that my kids can look back at this album and read about it in the future. So yeah, unfortunately, Bailey would have been about 2 when my uncle passed away. So she remembers him a little bit, but not as well as Jordan does because he would have been a little bit older for sure. So, anyways, I just really love this picture, and I wanted to make sure that I had gotten this into my scrapbook. So I'm just taking a variety of other little embellishments here. There's a little wood veneer that says story on it. I'm just going to take and fold the papers up a little bit just to give them a little bit of a distressed look. And I just really love that teal colored paper as the base there. And I think that's pink paisley. It's an older collection. I think it was called 365 Degrees collection. And I just sized that down a tiny little bit and mounted it onto that black paper. And I just wanted that teal paper to pop off of the layout a little bit. And I just really liked how that blue color goes with the red of the poppies that I'm going to use in a few different spots here on the layout. So I'm just adhering that wood veneer down, and I'm then going to, I think I'm just going to continue to stick a few things down. I don't think I do the journaling on camera. I think I do that off camera if I recall. So I'm going to add I think I add some glue dots to that frame just to adhere that onto the layout a little more easily. And I think you saw me add some foam tape to the photograph just to pop it up off the layout a little bit. So yeah, I'm just going to put that in Flanders Fields down and just do a little more distressing of that paper and make sure everything is stuck down there. So yeah, it was great. It was a great opportunity for me to get into my stash a little bit and dig out some stuff that would look really nice with this layout, but use up some things from my stash as well. It was really, really hard for me to use that Webster's Pages with the vintage side showing up, because on the back is those really beautiful white flowers on the teal background. But I haven't used that paper yet. It's been really, really hard for me to cut up because it's so beautiful. So I decided to use it on this layout because it just really seemed to fit. So these poppy pieces, the stickers, are 3-dimensional stickers, and I believe they're recollections. And I got them a while ago just because I thought that they were so beautiful. And I love poppies. They're one of my very most favorite flowers. And they are absolutely perfect, obviously, for this layout. So like I said, I really love the blue and the red together. So now I'm just going to try to decide where I want those poppies. I thought that they might be really, really pretty down the center or down that vertical line. But I ended up feeling like that was going to be a little bit too much. So I decided just to go sort of with the rule of 3s, and I decided to use 3 different spots where I put the poppies on the layout. And I just thought that that was a little more classy. I thought that putting that whole layer down that vertical line there was a little bit much. And so you'll just see me fuss a little bit with those. And finally I decided to just use, like I said, 3 different areas for those 3D stickers. But yeah, these are gorgeous. I actually have a cross stitch in my living room that my mom did, and it's a huge, beautiful cross stitch picture of poppies. And I've always just really, really loved poppies. And so it was kind of fun to use them on this layout today. So I'm just going to take those ones off, and then I'm going to put another one up in that top left-hand corner, and that's going to be it. I'm going to go with that. So I really like that balance with those 3 different spots there. So I just add a bit of a title up top that says Uncle Bus, because Bussy was my uncle's nickname. And that's going to be the finishing touches of the layout, other than a little bit of, you guessed it, Heidi Swapp color shine. I had to add a little bit of gold in here since I've got gold accents throughout the layout. So I really like how this turned out. It's just always really great to document stories like this that you want to make sure don't get lost. And I was super happy that I had a chance to get into my scrap room today and get that done. So hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are, and come again another time. Join me for another scrappy layout. Have a great day. Bye.